मेघालय विधानसभा में सोमवार को जमकर हंगामा हुआ। सदन में राज्यपाल फागू चौहान ने हिंदी में भाषण दिया तो विपक्षी दल वॉइस ऑफ द पीपल पार्टी (वीपीपी) के विधायकों ने विरोध शुरू कर दिया। हंगामा करने के बाद वीपीपी के विधायक सदन से वॉकआउट करके बाहर चले गए। विधानसभा अध्यक्ष थॉमस ए संगमा और मुख्यमंत्री कॉनराड के संगमा के हस्तक्षेप करने और यह समझाने के बावजूद कि राज्यपाल के लिए अंग्रेजी पढ़ना थोड़ा मुश्किल है, वीपीपी अध्यक्ष अरदेद बसाइव मोइतर और पार्टी के 3 अन्य विधायकों ने वॉकआउट कर दिया। विपक्षी विधायकों ने कहा कि मेघालय विधानसभा की आधिकारिक भाषा अंग्रेजी है, इसलिए राज्यपाल को भी अंग्रेजी में ही भाषण देना चाहिए। वीपीपी विधायकों के विरोध के बीच मुख्यमंत्री कॉनराड के संगमा ने हस्तक्षेप किया। उन्होंने कहा, नियमानुसार लिखित भाषण सदन में प्रसारित किया गया है। एक व्यक्ति जिसकी कुछ सीमाएं हैं और वो अंग्रेजी नहीं पढ़ सकता है, इसलिए एक लिखित भाषण प्रसारित किया गया है। इस तरह के अपमान को देखकर दुख होता है। वीपीपी अरदेद बसाइव मोइतर ने राज्यपाल के भाषण का विरोध करते हुए कहा कि हिंदी भाषी राज्यपालों को हमारे पास भेजा जा रहा है, हम समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं कि वे क्या बोलते हैं, इसलिए हम सदन से वॉकआउट करेंगे। सदन से बाहर निकलते हुए उन्होंने कहा, हम इस कार्यवाही का हिस्सा नहीं बनना चाहते हैं और जो लोग अपमानित महसूस नहीं करते हैं, वे सदन में बैठ सकते हैं। हम इसका हिस्सा नहीं बनना चाहते हैं।
Rule 3 in red. Sir, I would like to refer to the Rules 28 referred by the Honourable Member from Nong Krem, which he says that the business of the Assembly shall be transacted in English. Let me read out the full context of the rule, sir. The business of the Assembly shall be transacted in English, provided that a member may address the Assembly in his own mother tongue only when he makes over to the Speaker and the Secretary a copy of the English version of his intended speech at least half an hour before the commencement of the sitting on which he proposes to speak, and also circulate such copies to the members at his own initiative immediately before he delivers his speech on the floor of the House. Therefore, sir, the statement made by the Honourable Member, I think it is fit that it should be expunged from the proceeding of this August House.
So, may I know from the Honourable Minister, after having read this rule, whether Hindi is our mother tongue? May I know from him whether Hindi language is our mother tongue?
His mother tongue. The Honourable
We are talking about the language to be used so that we can understand.
Yes, that's what the rule
This
says.
implies that as
the rule
members
says very
we
clearly.
can use our mother tongue.
No, the rule says very, very clearly, whoever.
If he feels so embarrassed that this will form part
not
of
the
the
question of
proceeding,
embarrassing.
it is a question of embarrassment to
Sir,
the
not
ruling
the
party.
issue of
You
embarrassment.
cannot tell that
I'm
Hindi
talking
is
about the
our
rules.
mother tongue.
It should
Hindi is
be
not our mother
guided
tongue.
by
you
the
have
rules.
to understand.
But I'm saying
It's a
because
shame
this
on your
is
part
already-
after having passed a
Shame what
resolution,
shame?
after having passed a resolution
tell.
for the inclusion
No.
of Khasi and Garo
I'm
language
telling you the
in this
rules.
house
We are being
that
guided by the
promote,
rules,
you are
sir.
trying to promote Hindi
We are being
language in
guided
this
by the
house.
rules only, Mr. Speaker, sir. So we have to
Don't
respect
try
the
to
rules.
explain. I know
Please.
the rules.
That's why, sir. Please,
I am not a
I
school
would
kid
request,
to be explained, to be
would
taught by
request-
you.
I would request,
It
sir,
is a matter of embarrassment for the
expunge
government. That's why you
entire
want to
statement
expunge
made by the
my
honourable
speech.
member from Nong.
Mr. Speaker, sir, before you take a final verdict.
Dr. Mukul Sharma, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think we all should be guided by the rules of procedure and conduct of business of this August House. And therefore, if you go by the rule, the proviso of Rule 28 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business is specifically for the member of the August House. Yeah. Therefore, I think it's not necessary to take up this issue again. And I think with your own wisdom, there are ample scope for amendment of the rules. you can look at this part. But as far as the current status and position of the proviso of Rule 28 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business is concerned, it's specifically for the members of the August House. Therefore, I think no further discussion should be allowed on this.
Mr. Speaker, sir, apart from all the aspects of the rules that have been mentioned and the different points that were brought in the House, sir, we need to realize that what happened in the House earlier was something that should not have happened. So it's the question of respect for an individual, especially that of the status of the governor of the state, sir. Sir, I want to mention this here because it's a matter which is very serious. Now, the honorable member has tried to, from Nongkrem, is saying that we are trying to promote a particular language. So we have made it very amply clear that the honorable governor had requested, since he is not able to speak in or read English, and hence he had requested that he would read in language that he can read, and the written speech has been put in and placed in the House. So it's a matter of a principle, sir, the matter of respect for the honorable governor. The kind of behavior that was there has never happened before in the past, and it does not reflect well on our state and on our assembly, sir. So tomorrow, the honorable member may have to go to Delhi. And if in Delhi he is sitting there and the honorable ministers, they say that if you don't speak in English or they don't speak in Hindi, we won't speak to you. What kind of a situation are we going to look at? If tomorrow honorable member has to go, say, to Tamil Nadu tomorrow, and he has to speak there in English, and they say, no, you can only speak in Tamil, otherwise we will not allow you to speak. So that is now how things work. Nationally, internationally, there are language barriers. It happens everywhere. But trying to put it into a perspective that we are trying to promote a certain language and we are not trying to promote our language and changing the context of the whole thing is not correct. So let me also say this, that there's nothing wrong. We must have this basic distinction among us, sir. I think it's very important that we put this very clearly. Loving your own people, respecting your own people, and having patriotism for your people, there is nothing wrong in it, sir. We are all patriotic. We all love our mother tongue. We all love our people. We all love our tribes. But it does not mean that because we love our people that we start hating others. That is not the kind of way that we have to live in society today. So we are a global society. Tomorrow maybe the honorable member may have to go to some international country. And if they go to international countries and they don't allow us to speak, or even in the nation, going to different states and not allowing us to speak, sir, this is not the kind of behavior we expect at this level. Nobody is debating or nobody is arguing that obviously our language is important to us. We have passed a resolution regarding this. We do whatever we can to promote our language. There's nothing wrong in that. Do we love our people? Absolutely we do. But does that mean we start hating others and hating Hindi language just because we say that we love our own language? I think this perception must change. We need to promote our language. Let us talk about how we can do it. Let us talk about how we can push it. The honorable governor had spoken in Hindi because he cannot speak in English. We all know it. It is a limitation that is there. It's not by choice that he is doing it. But trying to change the context of this and putting a kind of a color saying that he's trying to promote Hindi, I think is a wrong context, sir. And it is being unfair to the honorable governor and showing disrespect to him. We do not agree with things. You know, you can have your stand, you can have your say. But saying it and putting it in front of the governor like this, And this respecting the governor's position, a constitutional position, the head of the state, sir, reflects very, very badly on our state, sir. And therefore, what the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister in charge of Parliamentary Affairs has suggested, that we should expunge those statements that were made, sir, is very appropriate. As I said, let us not mix patriotism and love for our people with hatred for others. These are two very different things. Yes, we will promote our language. Yes, we will discuss on how we can promote it more. We are allowed to speak in our own language, in our mother tongue, as was mentioned by senior member Dr. Mukul Sangma, honorable member from Songsak, that honorable members can speak in their own language, and we promote that, we push that, and we'll find further ways, as discussed earlier, to see how more we can promote local language within the functioning of the House. But the situation and the incident and the discussion that happened earlier was something that was completely avoidable, and it does not reflect well on the Assembly as a whole and on this August House. So I also agree with the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister in charge of Parliamentary Affairs that these words must be expunged.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Let me clarify.
One more minute, please.
Let me clarify that we don't believe in politics of hatred. But I have expressed very clearly that we should not allow this to become a tradition. It will only show our complete disrespect to those who have fought for this state, the people and the leaders. We need to promote. It doesn't mean that when I raise objection, I hate the governor. We want to ensure that we should not allow this to become a tradition. It is only recently that the governor addressed the House in Hindi. I've been a member in this August House for the last 10 years. I've not experienced. So therefore you should understand, don't try to put words into my mouth. We are not hating anyone, but respect the sentiment of the people. When the people of the state are trying to fight how to get the Khasi and Garo language included in the 8th schedule to become an official language, why do we allow the central government to send Hindi-speaking governors who don't know to speak Hindi? So this is my stand, and I will continue on this stand. So for expunging or not including into the proceeding, it's your
matter is
decision, sir.
Refresh the memory of all the members. In the past, there were other governors also who have spoken in Hindi, and that is precisely because they could not read in English. But in situations where the honorable governor, the governor who was just preceded earlier than the earlier one, so our honorable governor Shri Satyapal Malik ji, if you remember, he also spoke in Hindi. He is from UP area, but then because he could read in English and he could speak in English, he went ahead and he read in English. So therefore, it is always the case that we always ensure that the different procedures that have been followed in the past have been tried to be followed as far as possible. But there are situations like this where they are not able to. But that should not then be, converted into a different context is what I'm trying to say. And as I said, this is a sign of disrespect, sir. And as I said, there are many ways in which we want to promote. We all love our people. We all love our language. The honorable member is not the only one who's, patriotic about the people. We all are. But we live in a global world.
It seems I'm the only one.
And we are working towards it.
It seems I'm the only one.
Sir, I'm speaking, sir. I don't disturb him. I think this basic courtesy should be there. That, again,
please,
sir.
please.
So therefore, sir, we are not trying to change the traditions of the House. There are certain situations in which we have no choice, and hence, even after request, we were told that it will not be possible as the honorable governor cannot read in English. So hence, the matter should be closed out there. But what I'm saying is that the matter should not have been brought out in this manner in front of the governor while he's speaking, sir. That was a very, very bad precedent, and it reflects poorly on the members of this House and on the House as a whole. And this is something that, as a whole, even the state and even the country people will say that this is not the way the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly proceedings should have happened, sir. Regarding the issues, as I said, of promoting our language, absolutely, sir. It was this House, it was the previous government that passed a resolution, and we were the first ones to do it. And therefore, we are very firm on ensuring that we promote our language. Different areas and different programs are being done to ensure that our language is being promoted. So that definitely is one of the priorities of this government, sir.
Okay, I will not allow any more discussions, please. Please.
Please give me a privilege, sir. Please give me a
I will not
privilege. No, please, sir. Please give me a privilege so that we can get a clear mind.
One minute,
because
please.
it is not because of act of hatred or discriminating. It's not about that. But you should understand clearly about the matter of situation. Sir, with due respect, the rules said very clear that only member of the House could take part in using mother tongue. Respected governor, he's not a member of the House. Am I wrong, sir?
He is addressing the House.
He's not a member of the House. He's not a member of the House.
The rule says.
We are here, abide by rules and procedure.
Okay, your point is noted. Please sit down. I will not allow any more discussions in this matter. This should not have happened, but this is not the first time this House was addressed in Hindi. Earlier, former Governor Ganga Prasad also delivered his governor's address in Hindi earlier. Yes, and I'm not saying, but we have this House has understood that since the Honorable Governor had his limitations and was compelled to speak in Hindi,